Hello and welcome. My name is Michael from Embody the State. I want to welcome you guys back once again. I am going to be talking about money and how to manifest it in this video. So I know a lot of you have been asking about this. I know I've been doing SP a lot lately, and that's just because 98% minimum of my clients all ask about SP. So that being said, this is going to be about money, but what I teach about money can still apply to specific persons, okay? I don't want you thinking just because the topic's about money that you can't, use the knowledge in this video for whatever goal it is, okay? Just swap out money for SP, and same thing for the money people. If it's SP info I give out, apply it to money. It's the same concept. You're changing within. So before I get into the topic of the video, just to get it out of the way, if anyone needs coaching and you're trying to just figure out where you went wrong, what you're doing wrong, and most importantly, what you need to be doing and how to use your mind, it's there for you. Do you need coaching in order to manifest anything? The answer is 100% no. You do not need coaching. It's only there if you can afford it. It's just a luxury if you want to save time and money and not have to make all the mistakes and read all the books and so on, right? Do you need any type of course or any type of workshop or any type of coaching to get anything? Once again, the answer is no. It just means you do less work when you get coaching. That's all it is, right? It's to save time. So feel free to check out it's linked in my profile. It's also just embodythestate.com or go to my TikTok or Instagram and it's in the Linktree link, okay? So that being said, let's dive into the topic of money. How do you manifest it? And that is a question I get quite fairly often, not as often as SP stuff, but I still get it quite a good amount. So to answer your guys' question, how do you get money? And truth be told, it's as simple as feeling like you have it. Like, think about it. If you understand that everything here and that you feel true of yourself has to be reflected out, then wouldn't it make sense that you instead start feeling wealthy? Like, think about it. If you know the law and you know the basics of it, then you understand it's not about trying to force a change in the mirror. It's not about looking at the mirror in front of us. In other words, the reflection, our 3D reality, and being upset about it. There's no point changing it, right? It's about knowing that what you have within yourself is going to be given to you, right, in your 3D reality. So why not return to feeling wealthy? Why not return to feeling abundant? And it's that simple, guys. And you can do this through any way you want. If you want to manifest, let's say hypothetically, a job, right? I have some clients trying to manifest a specific job, right, that I can remember. And, I always tell them the same thing. It's when you think of yourself, are you looking at yourself as the woman who is trying or the man that is trying to get that job? Or are you looking at yourself as the one who has it already and then now feeling grateful for it, now feeling fulfilled, not feeling like you need the change first in order for you to feel great? And if you are doing that, in other words, you're making the changes within and you understand that it's your inner world that changes and therefore you understand that you have to start feeling wealthy in order for you to get it, then you realize it's a game. All you got to do is walk around feeling wealthy, start feeling abundant, start feeling like you got money, start feeling like gas costs nothing for you, like it's nothing, right? How would you feel if you knew for a fact that you were making the money that you wanted to make, that you had the job that paid you what you wanted to be paid, right? If you had the title that you wanted to have, right? These are the things you have to focus on. It's okay to know that you want things. That's okay. It's okay to understand when a desire pops in your head. It's what do you do when that desire hits you? That's what matters the most. And what you're supposed to do is once I have a desire, I already have it. To desire it is to be it. To desire it is to have it. And that's how I look at it. Every time I have a desire, I view it as I have it. My brain goes straight to boom, it's already mine, right? Why? Because I understand it's my inner world that is going to reflect what's outside of me. And if I know that what's outside of me is the thing that if what's inside of me is the thing that reflects outside of me, then you realize there's no point looking at my 3D and complaining about rising gas prices, complaining about grocery, shrinkflation as they call it, where things get smaller but they stay the same price, just to trick the mind so people don't think life is as bad as it is, right? It's all these things. And that's why Neville teaches to be aware of the news that you take, and be aware of everything around you, how it's designed to keep you, as a slave mind, right? And think about it. If you didn't know the law and you saw everything happening around the world today, you would be a little nervous. You'd be like, oh my God, can I afford my mortgage? Can I, prices for groceries are going up and this and that. And, all loans are going up and blah, 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 right? So, of course, a regular person is just going to manifest more of these problems arising in their 3D. But a person who starts, even though they're broke right now, a person who starts practicing abundance, who starts practicing feeling wealthy, who starts feeling as if they can afford whatever they want. Even though they know they can't, they can accept that they can for just a second in time, in pockets of time throughout the day. So for example, here you can fulfill yourself once. Let's say this is 8 in the morning. You're brushing your teeth, fulfill yourself once. And then let's say, for example, 9:30 is here. Boom, right then and there, you could choose to accept another fact. Boom, 5 minutes later, another fact, right? 30 minutes later, another fact, and boom, boom, boom. That's all you're doing, is you're just accepting facts throughout your day. Your day just goes like this, and you're supposed to find pockets throughout it where you fulfill yourself. And that's what I want you guys to do. It's about finding pockets to fulfill yourself. It's about understanding that whatever it is you want to experience in this life, and in this video, it's money, it's abundance, financial security, then it is your job to understand you have to start feeling wealthy. You have to start feeling abundant. You have to start feeling like the person who has their money, who has the abundance that they are seeking. Because what you are seeking, if you stay seeking it, it's going to stay out of your arm's reach. But whatever you're seeking, if the moment you realize you're seeking it, you give it to yourself and you start practicing that habit of turning the seeking into receiving, I'm telling you guys, your subconscious mind will not know what hit it. When you keep accepting new facts of yourself, that you have manifested money and that you're abundant, and you start looking at gas like it's something you can just swipe your card and not care that you paid $100 for a tank, or 200 or 80, whatever it may be for you, right? And when you get really comfortable with the understanding and the idea that, you know what, everything does reflect from within me. All I have to do is change in here, and that's it. And the answer is yes, guys. It's that simple. And the problem is we only do that for like 1 day, 2 days, and then day 3 we'll try again, and then we'll start noticing no movement, and we'll start noticing, okay, is this working? Maybe this doesn't work. Maybe I got to start watching new videos. Maybe I need a different coach, and then you'll go to different coaches, right? Some of my clients have come to me from some of the biggest coaches, right? I'm not going to name them, but you know, the amount of times a client tells me, I came from this person, I came from that person, you would be shocked, right? You know, sometimes, like, I never expected it, to be honest. I always thought that most of my clients would, like, I would be their first coach. I never really thought about, you know, that I would be getting like other clients that have other experiences, right? But most of the time they come from other places, and that's the thing that you gotta, you know, understand. It's find information that really, you know, not only speaks to you, but that you know is factually like true to the law, right? Like, that's why I don't teach. I guess you could call it like well, I call it modern manifesting techniques, right? That's why I'm very not against, in the sense of, like, I'm not gonna say it doesn't work. It's just I don't like doing things that the way it's taught in the modern way, right? I stick to what's been like tried and proven, and for me has always gotten faster results than anything else. So, you know, my clients are finding that as well, right? They come to me from modern ways of manifesting, and then they tell me that they're miserable, they were depressed, that, you know, that some of them have told me that they have problems even feeling, because they were so conditioned for years of following this style of just doing things without feeling, and being told you don't have to use emotion, so forget emotion, forget your feeling. But, you know, why wouldn't you be excited? Like, think about it. If you wanted money, right, you could even contemplate a lotto win. How would you feel if you knew for a fact you won $100 million, right? Then you would feel excited. You would feel grateful. You'd be spending that money in your head whenever you think about it, right? And that's what you would be doing if you actually won the lotto. Even though they tell you that it's going to take you some time for you to receive it, you are going to start contemplating that in your mind. And when you start doing that in your mind, you start spending that money as the person, and you start feeling grateful. And as you're spending the money in your imagination, you're not worrying about money or debt or this or that. And instead, you're only feeling as a wealthy person. Guess what? Then and there, you have now identified with the wish fulfilled. So that's why when I tell people, yeah, I mean, you don't need feeling in order to manifest, but there's a reason Neville has a book called Feeling is the Secret, right? And yes, I know that there will be some people that quote that famous quote of, when I speak of feeling, I do not mean emotion, I mean the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Okay, but he also talks about gratitude in many of his books, but nobody discusses that, right? They only stick to that one little line, and they justify, you know, not using feeling or emotion in manifestation, when every single great in the past history has always discussed the importance of gratitude, the importance of feeling, you know, your desire as yours, not just saying, oh, it's mine, and like being like a robot and being like, I have money, I have money, I have money. Like, it doesn't work like that. Yes, you can manifest doing things like that. I would bet to say it's maybe a 5% success rate out of the 95% of all the population that has tried it. Like, think about it. If I am a coach and I only teach you to blind a firm, right? And all I do, and let's say I had 100,000 clients, and out of 100,000 clients, maybe only 500, or let's say 5,000 were success stories, and 95,000 were left screwed, depressed, hopeless, miserable, no movement for like 8 months, a year plus, and whatever else. If I only showcase 5,000 success stories and I don't show you the rest, you guys are going to think, oh my God, this guy's the best coach ever, da-da-da. But you're not seeing the big picture. And that's why I teach the way I teach, right? I just like to show you guys that you don't have to spend months and months and months just blindly doing things to try to change yourself, right? And you don't have to spend years either. People that really focus on states and really click in with states, you will notice shift within days, shift within sometimes hours, and shifts within weeks, depending, right? For me personally, I've never ever truly embodied a state so dominantly that it became who I am and then had to wait more than 7 days for mostly anything, right? That includes business, that includes SP, that includes money, that includes so many things, right? Have I had some SP stuff take me longer than 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Of course, never over a month, but it's not because it's some things just take longer. And to an extent, yes, they do. So I don't want you thinking that I'm not saying that everything, I don't want you thinking that I'm saying everything takes the same. But when it comes to SP, when it comes to money, things outside of gestation periods, like germinating a seed, having a baby, right? That takes 9 months and stuff like that, right? So stuff like that, I leave alone, right? But when it comes to SP, I don't need 9 months for SP to get courage to text me and to come back to me. Just like I don't need 9 months for money to find its way to me, right? If there are people out here manifesting multi-million-dollar deals, businesses and very good, careers in a matter of days and within a week or 2 weeks, right, of just practice, the wish fulfilled and returning to it, then why can't you, right? Yes, I understand if you want to build a house made out of wood and like a log house, right, like a cabin, and you want to do it with trees that you grew, then of course those trees are going to take decades for them to be big enough for you to use them for wood, right? That's fine. I get it. That part I'm not saying that, time doesn't matter for that. I get it. There's a gestation period for that. But for SP, think about it. All your SP has to do is pick up the phone and text you. All they got to do is get, something, an idea to come see you at, like to go to Starbucks, and then you end up going there too. Or same thing with money, right? All it takes is like a phone call can change your life. Someone can offer you something. You can bump into a stranger. Just imagine a stranger out of nowhere is like, you know what, I'm dying. I don't have kids. I don't have anyone to take care of my business. Promise me that like you'll keep it running and I'll give you 80% and just give 20% to my family of blah, 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 right? You never know. It could be some crazy story like that. And that's why I tell people, focus on your inner world, guys. Focus on being wealthy within. Focus on having your desire within yourself, okay? I want you to understand it's not about trying to change what's outside here. It's about knowing that your inner world is going to become the thing that gets pushed out. And when you understand that your inner world is your main priority, and this goes for any goal, not just money, but you start using this to your benefit, you will notice massive changes. It's up to you to understand that it's your life and no one is going to change it for you. So you have to get into the habit of returning to the wealthy place, to returning to feeling abundant, to returning to feeling like you have the job. And if you're not doing that, you're setting yourself up for failure. How can you say you want money? How can you say you want that better job, but then you're refusing to go back to feeling as if you have it because of what your eyes tell you? It's like, I'm telling you, the 3D doesn't work that way. The law doesn't work that way. Trust it. Like, if you're not going to take the words I'm telling you and apply them, I'm telling you, ask yourself, then why are you not applying it? Are you comfy with the 3D? And the answer should be no, right? Because if you're not comfy with the 3D, then there is no excuse for you to not make the habit of little by little, day by day, getting better and better, right? So start practicing. If you want that career, then start focusing on having that career. If you want that person, start focusing on what it would feel like to have this person already. Return to that. If you want that promotion at work, same thing, right? Start focusing on that promotion. If you want a certain amount of money per month, how would you feel if you were making X amount of money per month, right? So when you realize that you're making, like for example, let's say $20,000 a month. For a lot of people, that's a lot of money, right? But to a lot of other people, that's not a lot, right? There are people that are making like $40,000 a month that, yes, pretty much at $40,000 a month, you can pretty much have almost anything you want, right? Outside of like, supercars and, mansions and these big private jets, right? And even at 40,000 a month, honestly, you could get a mansion, but it's more so like the private jets and stuff. So even people making 40,000 a month and like that's their cap. The people that own jets, or at least that are renting jets and flying them regularly, will look at that guy making 40K a month only, and they're like, he's not on our level. So keep in mind, it's different levels, guys. Pick the level you want to play on. Do you want to play on the 20,000 a month? Do you want to play on 10,000? Do you want to play on, is it easier to start at 5, right? You pick. Do you want to go to 40, 50? You name it, right? Like I mentioned, I have a client I mentioned on TikTok on a video, I have a client who came to me, and I'm not going to expose her name or anything, but she got divorced, and, she spent 15 years of her life raising her kid, right? And her husband at the time was, of course, running a business, I assume it was, or at least very successful in his career to afford all this, but took care of the family and everything, right? And had to, give alimony to this client after they split. And she didn't want to be useless after the divorce. She wanted to be able, and she wanted to not be dependent on, her ex-husband for money, right? She wanted her own financial independence. And what I taught her to do is the same thing I teach everyone, guys. It's practice having it within. It's just in the phone calls, I can just do it more tailored towards her situation. So I gave her a little bit different advice, but the general scheme of things is the same. And now she's making off of, and she allowed me to make a success story from her story. So she's well aware that I talk about her sometimes. But, she's making, she told me on the phone, it was like, she said like the worst day, I think it was like 700. Like on the slowest, worst day like ever is like maybe $700-800 US she's making. But she said on average, she's making 1,000 to 2,000 plus a day, right? Doing some form of, I'm not going to like blow up the spot, but it's some form of trading that she does. And this is something that she hasn't had experience in at all. Like she literally was like, I don't have years and years of studying and experience and da-da-da, but this is just what I want to do. I just know it's what I want. And for her, that was her out. For her, that was how she could provide for her kid and not be dependent on someone else. It's how she could afford clothes. It's how she could afford food and how she could afford to spoil herself now. Now she can afford, the nail salons, every other week or whatever she wants, right? She can afford to get her hair done whenever she wants. She can afford the shoes she wants, the heels, the red bottoms, the anything, you name it, she can get it, right? How? Because she chose to be persistent in her new assumption. She knew that her life was not going to change unless she changed how she felt about her life. And that is the mistake a lot of people make. They think it's about changing the outside world, and until the outside changes, that we cannot be happy. But it's not about that. It's about understanding that your inside world is the thing that gets pushed out second. So therefore, the first thing is the inside. So that's the first priority. And when you start focusing on your priority, which is your inner world, and you start living by your inner world, knowing that it has to get pushed out, it becomes easier. And that's what she did. She kept going back to that wish fulfilled, whatever it meant to her. And sooner than later, she started making money, and boom, 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 it all came apart. It all came together, not apart, sorry. And, she's thriving now, and thank God. And I worked with her, I think it was just twice. I believe twice we had a phone call. It might have been 3 times, but I'm pretty sure by the second one, she already had like the good news and stuff. So, she's doing great. She wanted to focus on love and money, so she got the money part down, and now it's just love, right? So that's the beautiful part. Like the beautiful part about manifesting anything. And I tell people, if you're manifesting love, might as well manifest money. So this video is good for you guys, right? Because now that she has money, guess what she's going to do when she finally has her SP? Assuming she doesn't already have him, right? She might have just not sent me a success story. Maybe she flew him out maybe they went to Hawaii. Who knows, right? But, and if you're watching this, feel free to update me. But that being said, it's like she can afford to, go on trips with this guy when she gets him, right? And that's the beauty of life. Especially, it's different for women, I assume, than it is for men. Like for me personally, it's like when I was broke, all I wanted was money so I could take care of the woman I loved at the time the way that I wanted to take care of her, right? But I couldn't. And because I was so focused on the I couldn't part, then the things didn't change. It wasn't until I was able to start understanding the law more and change myself that the money started coming, right? So, as a man, you always want to provide and take care of your woman and spoil her, and you love hearing her voice and her little screams when you tell her that, you got something for her and that you reserved something at her favorite restaurant without her even asking. All these things that you do for her that make her loved all require money for the most part, right? So I know as men, it's very important to have money, right? money makes the world go round for the most part, right? Money is not everything, but it does make everything easier, right? And for those that say money doesn't buy happiness, clearly haven't given it away. Because let me tell you, when you help someone that needs money, there is nothing. I've never bought anything that replicates that feeling. When you're able to give things to people you care about or to help strangers, let me tell you, it's a wonderful feeling, and it keeps you feeling abundant. It's kind of like a cheat code. It's a little sacrifice of being broke but feeling wealthy, and then you finally get money, and now you're able to help people. And when you start helping people, you're pretty much putting yourself in a state of wealth. It's kind of like you're buying your way into more money, because when you give, you feel abundant, you feel great, you feel good about yourself, and now you're in that good state. And if you keep giving, let me tell you, it's going to keep coming back tenfold. So have fun with it, guys. Remember, manifestation is a journey. Change who you are within if you want to change what is outside of you, guys, okay? It's literally that simple. Stay focused on the end result. Be the person who has that success. What will having that amount of money or that career do for you? Contemplate that, and now start accepting that it already happened for you within yourself, and start feeling as if that person. And when you start feeling as that person, that is when the outside is going to change, okay? When you continue to go back to that, when you refuse to accept any identity other than that one. So continue going back to the wish fulfilled, continue to feeling wealthy, continue to focusing on what you're going to be spending your money on. And I'm telling you, your world is going to change, guys, okay? So that being said, thank you guys to my 21-minute ramble. I appreciate everyone that listened. And if you like this video, please like it. And as well, subscribe if you haven't already. So I appreciate all the support, all the love. And for those of you that ended up getting any coaching in the future, I will reach out to you, so don't worry about it. Once again, do you need it? No, you don't. It's only there if it's a luxury. I don't want anyone thinking that you have to buy anything in order to manifest. Please don't. If you have to sacrifice money in order to get any help, please don't do it. If you have to sacrifice, not money, I should say a meal. If you got to sacrifice anything like a meal or take something away from yourself in order to get it, please don't. Just come to my lives, watch my videos, and study my content. It's all free, okay, guys? So that being said, I love you all very, very much, and I will most likely do another video related to, I don't know, maybe I'll do an Everyone Is You Pushed Out video. That's something I really want to do. There's a couple other topics that I have lined up as well, but let me know down below what kind of videos you want to see as well. And I'll, trust me, I see them all. So I will note down ones that you guys are really interested in, and I'll eventually get to them, guys, okay? So that being said, take care, guys, and thank you for listening. Have yourself a wonderful day or night.